You hit that, yeah. Big facts, no cap, and you hit that. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. I'm a redneck, cracker ass country pimp. I got my seat lean back, walking with the limp. Square body in the drive, heater on my hip. Kentucky clear in my jar, let me take a sip. Skull ring in the seat of my blue jeans. Flat top on the wall, hanging next to me. I just wanna make music, it's my therapy. But I use a hollow point bow to do the surgery. You don't wanna cross me unless you want your life changed. That's your respect if you show less, I'll leave you scatterbrained. I stand up for me and mine, it's ride or die thing. Put me on Front Street, you'll probably get your veins drained. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Gotta keep my circle cinched tight like the noose around the neck of all the haters scheming cause I'm letting loose. They may try me but they can't deny me all the things I've worked for, prayed for, climbing cause I got the juice. I'm an old dog learning new tricks in the sticks, gaining clicks, a little funk, country in the mix. Born a hick, not a lick, keep it slick like my drip, dropping dimes like I play for the lyrics. I know I don't fit the rap god mold, trust me I've been told, honestly the story is getting old. But I got soul in my flow and my blood runs cold, you can't get me off my game, no I'm too strong. Look, I'd rather sit around the campfire than throw some hands, sip a beer with my dog, but hope you understand. My kindness ain't a weakness, I was raised in Dixieland. You be a bitch, I flip the switch and then I touch your sand. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Big facts, I'ma only tell the truth, no cap, and you hate that. I'm 100 proof, keep it real, no rat, stay strapped, double tap, let me draw a map, case you wanna test that. Big facts. No cap and
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. You already know it's Uncle Turtle Live, and you know who I got tonight. You already know who I got tonight. That's right, DUB3030. He's a badass producer. He's produced songs that I guarantee you, that you have heard, and you have heard songs by this man that you probably don't know that he made this wonderful goodness. But here he is right now, DUB3030 in the house with Uncle Turtle Live.
What's going on, man?
Oh, you know, just living the dream.
Yes, sir.
I'm super excited that I have you on here because you're like a myth in the rap game, bro. You're like the guy. You're the go-to guy. I mean,
man, I appreciate it.
Everybody, I know so many young rappers, and I mean, not, you know, the first time I ever heard about you was through from Big Murph stuff, and and Just in Time. I think him and didn't you do some stuff with both of them? And
yeah.
And so that's why I knew who you were, and then you know, Leroy starts putting out stuff, and it's DUB3030 over here, and then you know, then I meet other people that are up and coming artists, you know, in the last 6 months, and then they start putting out music, and I go to listen to it, and it's DUB3030, and I'm like, damn, this dude is all over the place.
Yeah, so, for sure.
That's crazy, bro. That's congratulations. You gotta love that, you know. You gotta love it,
man. I love it so much, man. I'm so blessed to be able to do this. It's so awesome. I appreciate it, man.
So let's talk like that's just the people that I know about.
Yeah.
And I mean, your list goes pretty long. Even just in the rap, even in only the country rap genre or the independent hip hop genre, but you do other genres and stuff. Let's talk about, in the beginning, I guess maybe some people in the rap game that you've worked with, and some
Yeah.
songs maybe we don't know that you, or I might know, but other people might not. And then I'm interested to hear about the other genre stuff that you've done, because I'd love to check that out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, as far as producing, yeah, I mean, I've been really blessed to be able to work with as many people as I have, and across a bunch of different genres too.
Yeah.
The whole country rap thing, man, that just kind of happened out of nowhere, to be honest. Working with Murph and stuff a lot, Big Murph. Me and him actually grew up and went to the same high school together.
Oh, nice.
So
I
I've
didn't
known
know that.
him. Yeah, yeah, I've known Murph like way before the music. We pretty much grew up together. So
Well,
we,
that being said, I need to get Big Murph on this show, so maybe you can
oh yeah,
throw,
oh, 100%, for sure, man,
absolutely
for sure.
awesome,
He's
awesome.
a great dude, and same for Leroy too. I'm sure they would love to come on and talk with you, man. But yeah, like I said, I've worked with a ton of people in country rap and stuff, and I work with a ton of people. When I engineer, I'm also an engineer. I don't know if a lot of people even know that, but that's what I went to like college for and have a degree in, and
Oh,
that's what I
nice,
yeah, that's what
nice.
I have wanted to build my career around, and be an audio engineer, and producing just kind of happened on the side, man, just out of nowhere, just as a hobby, really, just for fun, and
Hmm.
it slowly grew into something to what it is now.
Well,
And
how about this? Well, we I want to talk about that. The difference
okay,
between being a producer and being an engineer. Now, you
yeah,
keep going on what you're talking about, but make sure I
yeah,
don't forget to talk about that.
yeah, no, for sure. Well, I'll just break it down real quick. I mean, an audio engineer um, is someone that's dealing with making, I guess, to just kind of make it sound simple, making the music sound good, I guess.
Hmm.
There's a lot of effects and plugins and different things, manipulation you can do to vocals and instruments to create space and brighten stuff and make stuff louder and all kinds of different things to make the song better. And a producer or a beat maker, I guess, someone like that is just someone making the actual beat, making the music, and laying all the instruments down for it, and then you kind of send that to an engineer, and he'll make you sound good, type thing. So
Mm,
I am lucky enough to be able to do both. So
nice.
I do it all here too in this room. I mean, this is where we recorded all of Murph's stuff, all of Leroy's last album. With technology nowadays, these home studios are being able to keep up with the big
Yeah,
studios. So
facts.
um, I hate to say it, but a lot of the old studios on Music Row and stuff are turning into like museums and being closed down. I hate to see it because it's just such a iconic thing.
Yeah,
But
the history
these home
behind it.
studios, man, they're just beating everybody.
Yeah, yeah, and I attribute that to, obviously, if you can have a whole recording studio basically set up on your, like on my laptop. I just use GarageBand, and I'm horrible at mixing. I know that GarageBand's not the greatest, but it's what I can use, and it's for free, and I'm trying to do it. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? And
Whatever works, man. Whatever works.
right, and I was like, why would anybody ever want to pay for a DAW if they could just use GarageBand? Well, now that I've been using it for a while, I'm like, even just the ability to have a side chain
Yeah.
would be enough because you can't do it on GarageBand. You have to go in and mess with the automation, and it's a long, drawn out process for every beat, or for every, if you want to duck something, you got to, every time it hits, you got to, but, so yeah, I get now. There's so much that I've learned. I've learned enough to know that I don't know shit. How about that?
Yeah, man.
I don't know
For
any
real.
other way
And
to put it.
I mean, and dude, I'm learning new stuff every day myself. I consider myself a professional at this point, and every day I'm learning new tricks and new stuff. There's new plugins coming out, new. Me and my other buddies, the engineer, we'll send each other like, "Hey, man, check this out. I did this," or I'll hear something on a new record that comes out on the radio or whatnot, and I'll come right back home and be like, man, I got to figure out how they did that, or just try to get close
Right.
enough to try to figure it out. So it's never ending, man. It's just you're just always building and building and building and getting better. At least that's what you know hope for, at least. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
And I love the beat making process. I'm not good at mixing, and I know how I want an 808 to sound. I don't
yeah,
know how to make it sound that way, so I just play with stuff until I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty dope, but it's not
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
because I don't know how to do that yet. And but yeah, I love that sound manipulation and putting stuff together. And I have uh, there's a plug-in that I fell in love with as soon as I saw it and bought it immediately. And well, it's actually a subscription. It's that arcade output.
Yeah, yeah, their stuff's dope.
That's I mean, because it's almost overwhelming, especially for me as a beginner.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure like you could do stuff with that I would be like, I didn't know you could do that shit. I didn't know.
yeah, man. And I'm the same way though. I'll figure stuff out too that I'm like, man, I had no idea I could do that for and I've had it for you. Just all about messing around with it, and the more you do, I mean, I'm in here every single day, every single night. So eventually, I'm going to come up with something.
Right. Yeah.
um,
And I think that's probably why I like trying to make beats because there's no there are no rules other than BP and even BPM and key is
yeah,
they're
I
like
mean,
just
there are
they're gray areas and everything
exactly.
else is whatever.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, there's no rules to it at all. That's why I love it. I mean, it's art. It's just expression. It's free flowing. I hate when people try to make it something to where it has to be a certain way, or I mean, it's all about the vibe with me and just creating something and having fun. Like I feel like if you're not having fun with it, I mean, it's kind of pointless. And that's why I chose this career path, because I have so much fun doing this. And the fact that I can like pay my bills, keep the lights on, like feed myself with it is
For
just
real.
crazy to me.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 28, or
What?
I'm 29. Sorry, 29. I'm holding on tight as I can. Actually, I'll be 30
Hey,
in July. So
hold on to that bitch tight because it goes away quickly.
coming quick. Yeah, I slipped the AC was saying 29. Yeah, I'm getting there
I'm
slowly.
like I said, I'm 46 years old, bro. I am
Yeah,
the I am Colt Ford may be the only dude older than me that has anything to do with this game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how old he is. I may be older than him. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
But
not too sure. But that's just wisdom, man. You're an OG.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Talk about wisdom. My wife might disagree with you, but anyway,
You ain't gonna agree.
she might disagree pretty damn quick. She's probably leaving messages, but if she were watching, but uh, for real. No, I love my wife. I got 3 kids and a wife, and my kids are awesome. And
Awesome, man.
I got one he's a junior, so he'll be graduating next year, and I'm not ready for that. I am
Uh
not ready
oh.
for that.
Uh
He's
oh.
you know, but
Happens quick, man.
he's a
Happens
solid
quick.
dude. He's a solid
That's
dude.
awesome.
He's got he plays sports and
Oh, really?
he's working on his Eagle Scout now. He's had straight A's his whole life, and
Nice, man. Nice.
he went and but he brings me new music to listen to. So,
Oh, really?
but see, I grew up in a musical family. You know what I'm saying, and so a
Hmm.
lot of like I listen. I love Bob Marley. I think Bob Marley Legend is the greatest album that's ever been recorded.
Man,
But
that's awesome.
I also love old school country because that's what I listened to with my family when I was little. Johnny Paycheck, Johnny Cash, all the Johnnies.
Right,
You know,
right.
and then when I got older, started listening to Sugar Hill Gang and Curtis Blow, and when rap first
Wow.
started, and
Yeah,
then it just progressed from there. And I had other influences that got me listening to '70s stuff, and being from the
yeah.
South, you automatically love Southern rock. So I love all music. I love music. I've played guitar since I was 14, written music my whole life, and
Wow, man, that's awesome. I had no idea you play guitar.
Yeah, I'm trying. I want to incorporate that more into what I'm doing, but you
Yeah,
know,
for sure, man. You got to.
yeah, and it's
Gotta show that.
awesome. It's just fun, dude. It's
Yeah,
the creativity and the release that you get in
man.
regards to stress and everything
Yeah,
is
exactly,
amazing.
exactly. I took drum lessons for like uh, eight 8 years, 9 years when I was like in middle school, early high school days,
Right.
and you know at the time I honestly didn't really want to do it. It's kind of one of those things that mom kind of pushed me through and stuff, and I enjoyed it, but it was just going every week to practice. I didn't really understand that, but man,
Yeah.
looking back on it now, my ability to like with song structure and drums and stuff just goes hand in hand with the
Oh
beats.
yeah.
So like I can't
Absolutely.
thank her enough now.
You know, it's
But I
funny.
said that I say that because I wish I would have known this and I could have took guitar, piano, violin. I
Right.
mean, I would have done it all if I would have known any better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I grew up in Kentucky, right?
Yeah,
And I love bluegrass music, and I play guitar, but I also own a mandolin and a banjo,
right.
and I'm not taking lessons on them. But I after playing guitar for a while, you get the dexterity and moving your fingers around. It's the hard, but I'm not any good at the mandolin or the banjo. But I can fake it pretty well on those. You know what I'm saying? To get the sound that I want.
I'm trying to delete it off. Man, yeah,
There
for
you go.
sure. I work at a studio where we do a lot of live recording with mandolins and guitars and all that type of stuff too.
Hmm.
I just do a lot of vocal work here, but the other studio I work at, I'm able to see that process, and it's just a bunch of songwriters and I've recorded saxophones, all kinds of instruments over there, so I get to be able to do a little bit of both with the hip hop and then the live sound stuff too. So that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to figure out what his last name is. Shouldn't take me very long, but I want to ask you if you know this guy.
Okay.
We can keep talking about what you do. All kinds of genres. Let's talk about some of the other genres that you do other than rap. Like, what's the difference between
Yeah.
producing a rap song, say, to producing a song that has more of a live instrument feel?
Elements to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly to me, I mean, it's like a night and day difference.
yeah. It
Hip
would
hop,
seem like it would be to me.
it is. The hip hop stuff. I mean, I don't want to downplay it because you definitely have to have skill and talent. But I mean, I can make beats in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's just I've got the process down, and all the
Hmm.
sounds are here. The sounds can never go out of tune. When I pull up a bass, it's automatically perfectly in tune. Whenever I'm recording live instruments, a string can go out of tune. Someone can have a little hiccup, a mess up. You got to do a new
Right,
take.
right.
It's a whole lot longer of a process, a whole lot more in depth whenever you're building with live instruments and dealing with live people.
Hmm.
Um, Scheduling everybody, booking it. I mean, it's just a whole lot more that goes into it than just the hip hop stuff. But I enjoy both of it. It kind of keeps me on my toes. I would hate to just get complacent and just be know that everything was going to be there for me on this
Right.
side of
Yeah.
things like I do, and then go over there. I like to be on my toes and have something new happen. So it's definitely fun doing that.
It makes you stay awake.
Exactly, for sure, for sure.
Oh,
Um,
I can't remember this guy's name. Well, it's what you said. He he was my sister's fiance. His name is Jonathan, but he produces music and stuff and works at now. From what I understand, he works at a studio somewhere in Nashville. And I'd be interested to find out if you know who he is. Once I can find his name again, I'll DM it to you and you let me know.
yeah, let me know. It's definitely a small world once you get into it, but then again, there's thousands of studios, so it's kind of like,
Yeah, see that blows my mind. I mean, you would figure there'd be a lot of studios in Nashville,
yeah,
but when I used to think about that, it was always the record label studios, the big ones.
Right.
But it makes sense that there's a lot of little guys out there too
Yeah.
that are unbelievable.
Yep. Exactly. And they're all over now. I mean, the past 10 years, 15 years, it's just completely changed. And that's my come up process has been in the past 10 years. So I've kind of seen it happen. Whenever I first started, when I got out of college, I interned and did the old school way of interning, and first one there, last one to leave, cleaning the toilets, going and get breakfast.
Paying them
You know,
dues, baby, paying them dues.
exactly. So I did that, and I thought I was going to work my way up in the studio, and um, you know, assistant engineer for a guy for 5 years, and then maybe get a break. That's just how it went forever. And then technology kind of happened to where I was like, hey, you can kind of get your own setup and get your own foot in the door. And with social media and the internet, I mean, you got everybody. I got the whole world, that I can contact. I don't have to be, in one particular place, or they don't either. To
Yeah.
touch on what we were talking about earlier with different genres, I mean, I've mixed, let me think, 2 or 3 full-length albums for people, and it was in a completely different language. I had no idea what they were saying. Um, One of them was a Spanish album. That's like a Mexican guy, a rapper, and
Mm-hmm.
then another one was a French artist, and it was like some Post Malone singing French stuff, and I had no idea on any of it. I mean, it could have been a diss song about me, and I wouldn't have known. I'm sitting here making them sound, great.
He
Um,
said
but it's just cool because the internet
Post
has made
Malone
it to
French
where
song.
the internet's made it to
Mm-hmm.
where I'm able to work with these people across the
Right.
world. I mean,
Yeah.
literally across the
Absolutely.
world.
It's
So yeah, the old
the internet. I was talking to Broadnax about this. That the internet has completely changed the world in every way. Right.
yep,
But just in the last few years, are we finding out how the internet has changed the independent or just the music scene in general?
yeah,
And people are more willing, it seems to me, to go their own way and to be independent because the difference is you can make all of that money for yourself
right,
if you learn how to do it right and you can
yep,
put it out there. And you know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
it's crazy. And so you
Yeah,
pay
I mean,
your dues become, instead of paying dues in dive bars and all that, you
right,
pay your dues by having to learn knowledge. How do I do this? How
hmm
do I, well, just like what I did with OBS. Like I wanted to do it. Some people pay other people to do it, which is all well and dandy, but I can't
yeah,
do that. So I had to learn how to do it myself, and
yeah,
you know,
exactly,
and
exactly.
it's all, to me. I like it better that way. You get more ownership is involved. It becomes your
Yeah,
baby, and all that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's yours. A lot of these artists they might go into the studio and make a song, and it's not their song. The studio, I mean, the label owns it immediately.
Yeah,
So it's just
and for back in, I can't remember what it was, but you remember the group TLC, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
They had just gotten, I don't know, 3 or 4 awards when they put out their first album. With like let's talk or was it? I'm drawing a blank now. Like don't I think it was the album. I don't think Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls was on it, but it was a big album for them. And they were giving or answering questions after they won all these awards, and they started just going off about how ridiculous the music, the mainstream music meet. That was a beer can because I'm drinking.
It's
But
getting wild.
they started going off about how they won these awards and they made these songs, but they were broke.
Yeah, golly,
And
that's
and I
crazy.
was like, wow, that's, I mean, that doesn't make sense. And then, but it's never been explained to people. If I front you 5 million, you're like, oh yeah, we made it. But then everything you make, you got to give me that 5 million back before you do a thing.
You got to recoup all that money. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. In the music business, man, it's a lot to it. It's confusing, and it's a cutthroat world, and a lot of people get ran over and just
Yeah,
by being naive or thinking that everybody's going to help them. I mean, everybody wants to dip into your pockets because they see what you're making and your success. They want to get on that train too. So you got to be careful, man. The music industry, it's a awesome place and a cool thing to do, but you got to be careful because you
yeah,
start getting into the business side of things and don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it
hmm,
can get bad quick.
yeah, and unfortunately, it happens to people that are late, anywhere from mid-teens to early 20s that haven't lived enough life to really know better.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. They see that dollar sign and think it's all going to be theirs, and there's a lot of back to it that they don't understand or might not know.
Right.
Yeah, the music business. It's definitely a wild thing. I'm trying to learn it more and more as I go along too. I feel like music production and music business is two different things, but if you're going to be in it, you definitely
Yeah,
got to know
you
both
gotta.
sides.
And that's, my first interview was with Oric, and this all happened by accident. This whole thing that we're doing here,
Yeah,
this is all by accident, bro.
really.
I because, I'm an artist. You mixed my last song, "What It Is," that I put out with Honest,
Yeah, yeah,
and awesome job, by the way. I love it.
yeah. Y'all
And
killed it, man.
and so I started. I was like, I want to go live. Schedule, you know, every normally it's every Saturday, but I like Oryx. I think was Friday, but and yours it's just tonight Friday. But once a weekend, I want to go live for an extended period of time, and I'm going to play like my music, and then
Mhm.
other people who small tiny guys that got 100 followers on Instagram, and half of them are their family. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I've found them, and I thought they were pretty dope, especially for their level. They got a lot of
yeah.
potential, and I would play them. Well, then Oric got on one, and I was like, dude, I had gone live with somebody and was like, Oric, can you jump on here and let me interview? He goes, not tonight, I can't, but DM me. So I DM'd him, and then he he stayed on for the whole 2 hours, and it was
Oh wow.
unbelievable. And that's what
Cool.
he talked about was the business side of it, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. What he knows all about that.
yeah, and so that gave me the idea. It's like this is what I want to do because
Yeah,
other artists can use these interviews as a reference on how they want how what they should be thinking about
yeah,
and
yeah.
how
Exactly,
they
man.
should be doing stuff. And
Mhm.
so yeah, it's all completely by accident. But one thing I think that will help you, uh, as you try to do stuff in the business, is you have that kind of pretty boy look, and I mentioned that to you earlier, and a lot of people, they, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I'm just saying maybe some people like your beats a little bit more because you're you know you're a handsome guy. You know, I I don't want to
Oh
I don't want to
no.
take anything away from your skills, but I'm just saying, Pam,
Oh my
Pamela
God.
Pamela Anderson is not a good actor or actress. There's a reason why people like her. There's
Oh shit.
there's like two or three reasons why they like her. But anyway, let's talk about some things. Okay,
Okay, let's hear it,
like,
man.
well, first off, let's talk about let's talk about this picture.
Let me see.
Come on, dude. What is this the beginning of a
Oh
is this the
no.
beginning of a porn shoot? What is this?
Oh man, that's too funny. Um,
When I look at this picture, I don't let my wife or my daughter look at this picture. And I showed a friend of mine that I work with, And she was like, why is he trying to have sex with me through your phone? And I was like, I don't know. That's him. That's him. That's what he does.
Oh my God, man, I'm cracking up.
And
That
I mean, you got this look. You're like, oh yeah. I mean, that is the way. If Barry White's voice had a face, that's that look. That's what that is.
Oh
That's
my
all I'm
God,
saying.
man, that's too funny.
Well,
I'm cracking up looking at this right now. That's
well,
hilarious, man.
and then there's this one, which is like very dramatic. You know, staring. I'm working. Look at me grind, baby. And and then my favorite part of this one is the tricep flex you got going on. That you got that left arm flexed hard as hell, bro. And like when I look at this, I'm like, he had to move shit out of the way so he could put his hand there and flex that tricep muscle.
Man, I'm cracking up, dude. This is hilarious.
And he's like,
That's
hey,
too funny.
photographer, I'm not gonna look at you. I'm gonna pretend like I'm staring off in the distance, making beautiful, unbelievable music to change lives, but really, I'm just flexing my tricep. Uh-oh. He must have got a phone call.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
When the cameras come out and the photographers are there and we're doing videos, man, I try to stay so behind the scenes and away from that stuff that whenever it does get to me and it's my turn to do a picture or something, I just get super awkward and weird.
And start flexing triceps.
So I start trying to avoid it and do different things. So there's no telling, man. These are luckily these pictures are from a little bit ago, so I think that I've kind of maybe hopefully changed since then. But
Bro,
yeah, man, for sure.
When I see this picture, I swear, I'm like, this dude took a shot of creatine and did 50 push-ups to get a pump in that tricep so it would look big. That's
When it was my turn for the camera guy, yeah, I was like, hang on, give me 10 minutes real quick. Let me get pumped up.
I gotta get this going. But those aren't my favorite. Those aren't my favorite. I need to know. Are you a twin? No, you're not a twin.
No, I'm not.
But the pimping certainly started at a young age with your partner in crime.
Yes, sir.
We got to talk about this picture.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I mean, that's looks like two young pimps right there.
Straight up, man. You called it. You called it out.
Tell me who is this guy in this picture with you?
That's me and my best friend Madison in 8th grade in Miss Merle's homeroom. I know you don't know who she is, but shout out Miss Merle.
Shout out Miss Merle. What up?
Man, she changed my life, man. She's one of my favorite teachers.
Hey, she wasn't one of those teachers that extracurricular activities or anything was.
No, it was all definitely during school hour stuff. We were
well, some of that stuff happens during school hours too. I'm just saying.
I guess that's true.
When you start talking about my favorite teacher, every hot teacher you've seen on the news that had sex with a 15-year-old, I guarantee you that 15-year-old's like, yeah, she's my favorite teacher.
She's my favorite. She's my favorite.
She gives me more than A's.
Right, it's real. No, she was just awesome, man, and taught us a lot. Like, I look back on her. I used to go back to her class whenever I was in high school. I'd go back and visit her and stuff because, man, we just loved her so much. She was awesome. But that guy in that picture, man, it really does mean a lot to me because the reason why my tag is 3030 is because that was his baseball number was 30, and he passed away.
Oh,
and so No, wow, no, man. This is like literally why I do this for. So I want everyone to know this.
I was going to ask that question.
Yeah. This is like I want everyone to know this. So this is awesome, man. I'm glad that you pulled this picture up. Makes me happy. I lost him, and his number was 30. So whenever it was come time to figure out a name and stuff, and my name was already Dub from growing up in school from my nickname. I knew there would probably be a million other Dubs out there. So what I wanted to do was keep him alive and keep his name alive. So I just took his baseball number and kind of doubled it up, one for me, one for him type thing. And
That's awesome.
what's crazy is that like people, you know, say 3030 and yell it to me, and like I'll have like kids in like town or something yelling at me at the car, and to them I'm sure it's just like, you know, blah blah blah, but man, it means so much to me that they do that. Like
Absolutely.
it makes it all worth it. I mean, literally, I know it sounds cliche as hell, but like I
No,
literally
there's
that
a
literally
reason.
makes it all worth it
There's a
for sure.
reason things are cliche.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And
Yeah, man, for sure.
that is awesome. You just earned a bunch of respect points for that one.
Yeah, dude.
Cause
No, I'm like I'm glad that you bring that picture up actually. But dude, and the thing is like we like seem to pretty much look exactly alike in that picture. I know a lot of
yeah,
people have
that's
like
why I
asked if I
asked
had a
if you
brother
were a
before and
twin,
stuff.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I know it's crazy. That was my dude, man. Rest in peace.
I'm an identical twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's why I was like, oh, okay.
No way. So
Yeah,
like
bro.
identical, I mean identical for real, like identical.
Yeah, like
Wow.
same beard. We both shave. We aren't bald. We're bald by choice. Shaven head,
I'm on the way.
and but yeah, and he actually lives down in Georgia now. My whole family is from the southeast, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, and
Oh wow.
but yeah, he's a DJ. I mean, not full time, but he can scratch on vinyl and all this stuff, and so
Oh
we are
man.
we already got it that if for some reason I ever go on tour, he's going to be my DJ. And so it'll be me and my identical twin brother up there. And I think just that alone would make people be like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's something different right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that. That's
DJ B
cool.
Riz. Shout out DJ B Riz.
Shout out, man. Shout out. That's
But
awesome.
he's also a graphic designer. And
Oh, really?
he designs all of my graphics.
Well, there you go, man. Shoot.
So
Y'all are a team right there, then.
yeah, yeah. So all right. No, what was your friend's name?
Madison?
Madison.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mad Dog, man. Shout out,
Shout
bro.
out
Shout
Mad
out.
Dog. Shout out Mad
Yes,
Dog.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's awesome, bro. Well, I didn't mean to make a joke about your
No,
best friend that
dude, no.
passed away, but
That's
that's an
that
awesome
literally.
story. That is an
Yeah,
awesome
no,
story.
don't worry about that, dude. No, man, not at all. I'm like I said, I'm glad that you brought it up, man, because I want people to know that because I've never had the opportunity to really tell anybody. It's just kind of just something that has
Yeah,
been the way it's been, but I've never really had the opportunity to tell anybody. So this is perfect. That's awesome.
yeah. I was gonna ask you how you came up with the name, but
Yeah, yeah,
because there's so many people that, I mean, rappers nowadays have weird names.
yeah, for sure.
Like my son came to me a couple years ago and it's like, Dad, have you ever heard of Juice World? I'm like, what is it, a theme park?
Yeah, for real.
And he's like, no, he's a rapper. I said, what's his name again? Juice World. I was like, no, I have not. And then I heard he played uh, Black and White by Juice World. And I got black, I got white, what you want? And I was like, damn, this dude is good. And but then there's all these rappers out there that have numbers at the end of their names, and I was like,
Yeah,
are they using their like social media handles as names or what's going on? And so
I think they're running out of ideas at this point.
yeah, so at some point it'll be like Prince where he just had that symbol as his name for a while, and
Man, it's getting crazy. It
people had
wouldn't
to
surprise me.
yeah. But all right, well, when we were talking earlier, you started working on a beat. And I said,
Yeah,
hey, that's stuff we could be doing in front of everybody. And
yeah.
which I don't want you to give any secrets away, but why don't you talk about your creative process that you use in your head? The way you think about when you're going to make a beat, and you know,
Yeah.
and then kind of talk about it as you do it. There, we can't see your screen, so we can't see your recipe, so you're all safe there.
Shoot, man, I'll give the sauce away. I don't care. Um, so for me, when I'm making a beat, it kind of just depends on if I'm making it for a specific artist, if I'm going for a specific sound, sometimes I'll get in here and I have no agenda and I'll just start messing around until something comes out. Sometimes I'll get in here and I know that I have a specific artist that has a specific sound in mind that I need to make something for. So it kind of depends on that end. But one thing that I've learned over the years that I wish I would have known when I first got started producing, and any producers like out there that are like listening, um, this is huge. So when I first started, I used to try to just make the craziest stuff and almost try to impress other producers for when they hear it. So just adding a bunch of crazy stuff and drops and just a bunch of madness, really. And the older I got and the more developed I got and the more bigger songs and records that I've got, I realized that you got to leave room for the artist. There's got to be a pocket, a space for the artist to be able to put their vocals. Because if you just fill it up with a million different sounds, they're not going to be able to add their vocals to it.
Yeah, it'll affect their the beat 100% affects flow.
Exactly, and you got to leave them room. So I try to make I guess more simple beats, not necessarily simple as in like the ideas and structure, but just the pockets that I leave open and leave room. I feel like if you give the artist a canvas that has maybe a little bit of paint on it and let them do the rest type thing versus giving them a full painting and then trying to figure out where they can squeeze in their little part.
Yeah.
That right there has helped me a lot with being able to get placements and stuff with bigger artists because I feel like I kind of understand what they're wanting. So that's one thing for up and coming producers is just stop trying to like impress other producers and go all crazy. And sometimes the most simple beats, like I don't know if you know who the Baby is.
Oh yeah.
His beats are a couple they're probably like 5, 6, 7 sounds in some of them. And I've seen this producer Jetson cook up stuff before, and he'll make beats in 5 or 10 minutes that go double platinum and stuff. So I would say just don't overthink it, and definitely just leave some room for the artist too. So
dropping gold, ladies and gentlemen. I hope some of you producers out there listening.
Yeah,
you're getting it for free from the DUB3030.
And anything that I could ever help anybody with, man, that's what I'm I hope people can realize they can reach out to me and stuff because
love.
I would have loved to have someone, be telling me all this stuff. I had to kind of figure it all out myself, which is cool because I mean, I've wanted to do it and I loved it and it's fun. But if I can help anyone out or, save someone some years of experiment with stuff and just tell you how to do it the right way the first time, I mean, I'm all about that.
That's awesome because, and that's what, and we talked earlier about, that's what I'm trying to do with these is give a place for people to go so they can figure it out. Because I guarantee you there's dope artists out there who quit because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to do it and they got frustrated and they quit. Whereas if they had kept going, they'd have been the next big thing. And and it's the opposite too. There's some people out there that aren't any good that promote it and keep trying to do it that probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'll never hate on somebody for grinding. I mean, if they're grinding, you gotta respect the grind. Whether what their quality is a whole nother issue. If they have the heart and the testicular fortitude to keep going, then you gotta respect that. Let's get back to this beat. I want to watch DUB3030 work.
Well, I was whenever we were waiting for the Zoom stuff to kind of get going, I was just working on this little guitar part. And honestly, I don't even know what it sounds like. Let me play it back. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's just a little guitar part. And then remember, I'm gonna turn it down quick. Remember earlier we were talking about the arcade thing with the plugin?
Right.
They have like a bunch of vocal chops and stuff in there too that you can use. And
that that
Yeah,
kind of
here I'll
stuff.
play. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff, man. Here I'll play one that I just did to this one. It's like a little vocal chop.
Yeah.
And you can like set the key and the tempo and stuff in there. It's kind of like a
Hmm.
cheat code, to be honest.
I saw an advertisement, and that was on Output or Arcade by
Yeah,
Output.
yeah. Arcade output. Yeah, they have a thing called Hooked.
Yeah.
Um, they're always updating it too, which is cool. They're always adding new stuff. And you know, I was just messing around with this before we got going, but I try to get in here and make all kinds of different stuff. So that having that arcade is cool. But there's a ton of other plugins out there that
There's a ton of other plugins out there. Is where you paused. And we're waiting for DUB3030.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You
Sorry, man.
said
I got
you're good. You're good.
people trying to call me and stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Last thing you said was there's a ton of other input or plugins
Plugins.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, there's it's endless, man. The amount of plugins and stuff that you can get. I'm always finding new stuff and adding to my creative process. So arcade is cool, but I mean, there's a ton of stuff, a ton of VSTs out there. I'm like I said, I'm finding out new stuff almost daily that I find and try to add to my sauce.
Now is all right. I have a VST plugin,
Yeah.
and I can't tell if I paid anything for it. It wasn't very much. What does But it's about. I got it for 808 and sub sounds. What is a VST actually?
Well, in your DAW, your DAW,
Mm-hmm.
you've
And
got
DAW stands for. Tell them what a DAW
uh,
is.
digital audio workstation.
Right, which is like I use GarageBand. What do you use?
I use Logic Pro for producing, and I use Pro Tools for mixing.
Okay.
So I use two different programs, which you can mix in Logic Pro. But I just after going to school and learning all the quick commands and stuff like that in
Mm-hmm.
Pro Tools, it's just I know it like the back of my hand now. So I don't think I'll
Yeah.
ever change. But there's a ton of DAWs. I mean, people use FL Studio, Ableton. There's all kinds of stuff out
Mm-hmm.
there. GarageBand. I mean, I know a lot of people that use GarageBand, and there's limitations to it, but if you know what you're doing, I mean, you can make anything work.
Yeah, and that's where the importance of me is finding somebody like you who's an engineer that I can get the skeleton of it and
Yeah.
send it to you. Now I know with my setup, my quality is not as good as like if when ACAL sends you something or Leroy sends you something, um, just because of what I have to work with. But
Yeah.
I can just send you raw vocals, not even freaking EQ'd,
Hmm.
that sound like trash, and then you can sprinkle your little DUB3030 magic on it
Yeah, man. Yeah.
and make it
I
saucy.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living. I do a lot of recording and stuff, but I would say like probably over half of my day is spent mixing for people. Just like you just said, that send me files and they're just completely dry. It'll be a beat and maybe the track outs for the beat, or maybe sometimes it's just a 2-track stem and just a bunch of raw, dry vocals that if you played them by
Mm-hmm.
themselves, I don't think anyone would want anyone else to hear. But you start adding effects to it and mixing and do what I do, and it kind of brings it to life. So a lot of artists luckily trust me, with their music, and I'm blessed to be able to say that, man. I know, like you said earlier, music is like your baby. I mean,
Yeah.
you people treat it like that, and they want other people that are involved with it to treat it as such. If someone's watching your kid, I mean, you want them to be, responsible with it. So I treat every song like my own, and I don't just say that just to say it. I mean, I really do. I envision it as this artist is. I'm spending my time on this song, and then I'm done with it. That artist is gonna have to live with it forever.
Forever, yeah.
Um, So I want it to be the best that it can from me, and then let the world decide on the rest of it. But I'm gonna give you the best
Right.
quality that I can give you every time for sure.
And that's what you do, and it shows. I mean, like I said, I mean, you have a how? All right, how many songs or albums was it? At what point? How many did you have in the Billboard? You just put that. You just put that out there on Instagram not too long ago, all at
Yeah,
one time, didn't you?
yeah. Well, just not too long ago, we had let me think, like three in the top 10 on iTunes charts that I had done all of them for, and I've got the stuff on.
Songs or albums.
Let me think. Albums. There were four. One of them was an EP with the Carolina Boys and Leroy Biggs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then we got stuff with Murph, and then Leroy stuff. I mean, I'm just blessed to be able to work with these artists that
Yeah.
are so talented, man, and that have the following that they do, because I'm just here in this little room and they come here and we make some music and it goes out to the world. But it's cool to be able to, be a part of that process. I enjoy it, man, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate him for it.
So go. We keep going off on tangents. I still want to see you do some building. So do
I
a
want to
little
be
do a little building on what you got working right there,
all right.
and
Let's see what
talk
we
about
got
that
here.
process and what's going through your brain when
Okay.
you're doing this.
I'll try to kind of play it lightly and talk over if I can.
Yep.
But like right now, for instance, I have nothing in mind for this, no specific agenda, so it's really just kind of free flowing and just messing around. Like I said, I was just doing it to pass the time earlier. But I was working on the drums. I usually start with the sounds and the melody and get that started. I know a lot of producers do the exact opposite and do drums first. I have no idea how they do that. That blows my mind that people
Right.
can do that. I
So when
have
you
to
say
have a
sounds,
melody.
are you talking about like samples and stuff like that?
The melody, your like your piano and
Mm,
your
okay.
synths and all that type of stuff.
The instrument
Yeah,
side.
yep. And then I kind of split it in half. I do like drums, like hi-hats, claps, snares, bass, all that stuff. And I try to envision. I'm a drummer, I took drum lessons, so whenever I'm doing this stuff, I try to envision a drum set to a certain extent. And when I'm panning stuff, I try to keep that in mind and do certain things that a normal drum set would sound like. But with
Mm-hmm.
hip hop, I mean, it's all about leveling, really. You want your bass to be cranked up if it's hip hop.
Yeah. Got another phone call. He's on
Can you
his
hear me?
phone. Yes, sir.
Man, I wish I could have put it on airplane mode, but it canceled off whenever I tried that. So
Yeah, no worries, man. Hey,
I'll, I'll
I'm
be
not.
sure to I'll be sure to give all these people hell that are calling me right now. Don't worry. They're like,
Yeah,
man, I was with Uncle Turtle, bro. What are you doing? Come on now.
we Uncle Turtle. We don't mess up
It's
with Uncle
Uncle
Turtle.
Man. This turtle time, baby. Come on now. How'd you get Uncle Turtle? What's the name? Where's the name from?
Okay, so back several years ago, I was starting a band. Like I said, I'd played guitar since I was 14. I've written songs, and
Yeah.
my best friend at the time was an unbelievable drummer. Unbelievable drummer.
Wow.
And so I was like him and I just got to know each other and became best friends. I mean, we clicked instantly. He's an awesome dude. It's awesome family. And so I was like, I want to start a band, but only if you'll be the drummer. Like, if you can't be the drummer, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man, I'll do it. I was like, sweet. So then we, it's a process, building a band.
Oh yeah.
So I knew I could do the guitar, and I had to have Carl as the drummer. Shout out Carl Booker, my boy. He moved to South Carolina which is one of the reasons the band went away. But anyway, uh, so I knew I needed a bass player, so I put it out there on. It's kind of like it's called Next Tech Classifieds. It's an internet classified site for the state of Kansas, and so a guy that lives like 45 minutes away said, "Hey, I'm looking for a band right now to play bass on." And I was like, "Sweet, I want to do, like red dirt country and southern rock, and that's kind of my vibe on the songs that I write." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm down. I'm down." And he was in his early 20s. Well, then I was like, "We got to have a name," and so I'm thinking about a name, and because somebody found out that I was forming this band, and they were doing a fundraiser for the local health center, like it's a gym where people work out, and because we didn't have one in town, and they do this fundraiser, and they wanted a live band, and so they wanted to book us, and I didn't even have a bass player at the time, but they gave me like a month and a half in advance. I was like, "Yeah, we'll do it." Damn it, I gotta find a bass player. You know what I'm saying? So then I found the bass player. So we did it as just a 3-piece band, and it all worked out. But the name came about. Do you remember the TV show? I can't remember what channel it was on, but it had this dude from Kentucky they called Turtle Man, and he would go around catching snapping turtles.
Hell yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right. And whenever he would catch one, he'd go underwater, and they'd make it all dramatic, and he'd come out with this big ass
yell
snap,
something, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd be a live action.
Live action.
Right?
Live action.
I used to binge that show, bro, right? And so I grew up in Kentucky. And so the fact that he's from Kentucky, I like that. And then it was just an entertaining show. So a buddy of mine texted me. He's like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm watching the Turtle Man," and because he always watched him. I mean, he watched him too, or he knew who he was, but I was like religious about it.
Yeah.
And he knew he was from Kentucky and stuff, and he knew I'm from Kentucky. And so he goes, "Oh, you're watching your brother giving me a hard time." I said, "No, he's my uncle."
Oh, shit.
And he goes, "Oh, okay, Uncle Turtle."
Oh, shit.
And then I went, "Hold up." I said, "That's a band name." So my band name was Uncle Turtle in the Live Action.
Damn. Right? Yeah.
And so, long story short, the band, I mean, we played some places, and it was fun. I mean, we were like a glorified garage band, because we played covers, but we also played a lot of originals that I wrote. And then we ended up, the bass player had a friend who was a metal guitar player, but he loved music, and he'd never played in a country band. And I was like, "Bro, it don't matter if it's country. You're gonna be able to rock." And so, like we did a cover of Jason Aldean, "My Kind of Party," and I said, "All right, we're practicing." I said, "I want to end this song huge with a big solo." And I said, I want you to just go off. Like, just, he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes." I mean, he played like what is that guitar? It's a metal guitar. I mean, definitely a metal style guitar, and I can't remember. It was 7-string. He was playing through a 5150 amp, and I mean, dude, he could melt your face off just with the distortion if he wanted to. But anyway, he's like, "All right, I'll go off." And so we play through the song, and then he starts doing the solo. This is during practice, and he starts running all these sweeps, like full 7-string sweeps across the guitar during the solo. And I was like, "Hell yes!" And but then the dude ended up getting a D. Well, after that, Another reason he broke up was when the drummer moved to South Carolina shortly after the guitarist got a DUI and couldn't come out to where I live for practice. But anyway,
man.
he ended up being a lead guitar player for a lot of, pretty popular country bands in the Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska area. And so he always told me that I broke his cherry for country. Because he's straight up metal dude. And when he grows his beard out and his hair, he looks like Osama bin Laden.
Oh my God.
But, so
What the hell?
then, all right, the band breaks up, right? Well, then I decided to do what I'm doing. And I was like, people around here know me as Uncle Turtle anyway, so I just went with Uncle Turtle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's definitely unique for sure. When I first heard it, I was like, who?
I had
Uncle Turtle.
a friend of mine showed their young adult child my music and was like, yeah, I dig that. That's pretty cool. What's his name?
Yeah.
And they said Uncle Turtle, and he goes, I can't walk into a record store and say, hey, give me the new Uncle Turtle jam.
Where's the new Uncle Turtle at?
But I was like, well, oh well, that's who I am. So Uncle Turtle
Yeah.
it is.
I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, I was just curious to how it came about because I figured it was something pretty specific to get
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You're like you're maybe the third person. Well, now everybody knows. Well, at least anybody who's watching this, but you're like
Everybody then.
the third person. Absolutely, the third person that, as far as the rap game, and doing this, knows
Yeah.
where Uncle Turtle came from. But yeah, it was a pretty
Nice.
innocent story. It all came from
Yeah.
the Turtle Man live action.
There you go, man. Yeah, I knew he had some kind of catchphrase. We used to watch that too, to be honest with you. I think that was like in my college days, maybe, because I remember I'd come home from
Mhm.
school or something. My buddies would be, half drunk and they're just cracking up at some wild guy. Like, what is this? They're like, it's Turtle Man or whatever.
And he
Yeah.
started going, yee, 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 yee.
Yeah,
Like
they
that.
would all start doing it. They
He's-
all started doing it.
yeah.
So that was the thing. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's funny, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy. But yeah, it's weird. I mean, when I think about that's where my name came from, I'm like, that's kind of weird. But then I like it at the same time.
Yeah, shoot. That's what it is. Like,
Shows my Kentucky roots a little bit.
yeah, for real.
But so speaking of names and stories, I know that you spend a lot of time with Big Murph. I know that you spend a lot of time with Leroy Biggs. And you will never convince me, never, ever, ever, that you don't have several stories that shouldn't be told on this platform. But maybe some that are borderline. I want to hear the ones that you're scared of telling. Like the one where you're like, I'll tell this one. I don't think I'm going to piss them off. But I'm going to tell it because it'll be a good story.
Yeah, I won't say anything too crazy. The
I
thing
want
with
you to
them
say
is,
as crazy as you are comfortable with. Let's
yeah.
go with that.
Well, dude, I hate to burst your bubble, but to be 100% honest with you, it's whenever we get in here and get to working with them, it's go time, it's grind time. Like the stuff that you see online with them, and they're so goofy and charismatic and hilarious and stuff, but they
Yeah.
get down to work when it comes time to make some music, man. Like
That's awesome.
something happens and they go into work mode. But man, just growing up and being around Murph alone, he's just such a big old dude and just goofy anyways. I love him to death. Man, we've done all kinds of stuff. You know how it is growing up with people in high school. You've got a million stories with them. And then Leroy, when I first met him, man, I thought he was about my age, like 28, 29, 30. He was like 19. I was like, how in the hell are you 19 years old? Like, how are you like 20 He's just such an old soul, man. Like he just knows he's wise beyond his years.
Yeah, life
You know,
experience.
I'm telling you, and he's one of the most creative. I mean, them two, both of them, they're like so creative when it comes to creating, music and stuff. I know I'm not telling you anything like some crazy wild story like you want to hear, but
Well, I will
hopefully
say
whenever
this.
they come on, they'll have some from like being on the road and stuff, I'm sure. But dude, just being in here with them alone, we've had some, some good times and stuff, but nothing too crazy. I mean, it's always worked with me. We're always, getting in here and figuring out what we're going to do, what we're going to get done. But I'm sure they got some wild shit from being out on the road and doing all these shows, all these fans and stuff. So you'll have to ask them and see if they'll see if they'll tell you some more dirt.
All right, in that case, I need to hear a story from you and Big Murph in high school. What's the stupidest thing that you and
Man,
Murph ever did in high school? Or even if you just want to tell me something stupid that Murph did that
yeah,
you weren't involved in, and then we can tag him in this and be like, Murph, you need to get on the show and talk about this.
and talk about it for real. Yeah, you got to get them on here. Um, man, I mean, it's endless, dude. There's just so much stuff that we've done. I know one time me and Murph one time almost got into a fist fight. Um,
And like you said, he's a big dude.
Dude, I know, and I mean, I was talking my shit, but in the back of my head, I was thinking, man, I'm gonna figure this one out, because he's always been big. I mean, he's been Big Murph forever. Like he's big. I don't know what we were doing. I think we were just playing basketball, something stupid, how it gets. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing led to another, boy, and we about got into it. Luckily we didn't. We cooled out and went our separate ways, and we were fine. But we've butted heads a lot growing up and stuff. I mean, just like everyone else. But I mean, I look at him like a brother. I mean, I love him to death. I'm trying to think if there's anything just crazy wild. I mean, we've been to parties and done all kind of stuff growing up around here. We live in a pretty small town. Um, it's definitely rural, like country. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we were having field parties and getting wild and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's endless, man. There's nothing specific that comes to mind, but it's endless with him.
Man,
You know,
asking you to give up dirt is like talking to Bill Clinton.
I
I
wish
did, I did not
I
have
wish I had
sexual
some like
relations with that woman.
I wish I
Yeah,
had some wild
we did
stories.
a lot of things. I'm just not going to tell you any of them because the law is still looking into it. Oh, he got another phone call. I feel sorry for all these people that are calling. He already said he's going to get
Can you
after
hear me?
them. Yeah, I got you.
Man, I'm sorry, dude. That's
No,
that's lame. I hate that.
you don't have to worry about that. I'm filling in stuff. You're going to have to go back and watch cuz I'm like impersonating your voice and giving answers to stuff pretending
I
like
got
it's
you, man.
you. And,
Yeah, I don't know. I just keep getting blown up, man. This is around the time whenever I usually start like getting going with people and shit with clients
yeah.
and stuff. So they're probably all hitting me up and stuff. But I'll get back
Yeah.
to them.
Well, let me tell you about the first time that I ever saw Big Murph.
Okay.
I found the country rap genre because I started watching Calhoun's YouTube videos just of him talking.
Yeah.
And politically, him and I aligned pretty close, and so I always watched him. And then I found, honestly, I found Calhoun before I found Upchurch.
Oh, really?
And so found out Calhoun was, I think the first song I ever heard from him was, well, it was one of yours. It was, um, oh, with Katie Noel.
Oh, yeah. Catch Hell.
Catch Hell, bro. I was like, damn, that song is killer.
Yeah,
And
she's
so
fire.
I wore that son of a bitch out.
Yeah.
And then my oldest son, went on a field trip to Salina, Kansas, which is 2.5 hours east of me. And
Okay.
he got back, and I was talking to him, and he said, "Hey, Dad, we stopped." No, they were in another town and stopped in Salina. He said, "Dad, we stopped at a gas station, and I saw a flyer on the window. Adam Calhoun's come to concert in Salina
What?
with Demon Jones." And I was like, "We're going." And
Yeah.
so right then I bought me and my son a ticket, and it was 4 months later was the concert, but it was the Crazy White Boy tour. It was Adam Calhoun and Demon Jones, and then Justin Time and Big Murph.
Yeah.
So I'd never been to a show at this place. The only rap concerts I'd been to were I saw Fast MC or Young MC, sorry, back in like the 90s, which you probably don't even know who Young MC is, but
No, I've never heard of that before.
let's see, a Young MC song. Of course, I'm drawing a blank, but he was playing in an arena in Kentucky, like where
Huh.
in Lexington, Rupp Arena, where the Kentucky Wildcats play. Which I'm a big fan of the Kentucky Wildcats. It's in my blood. Don't mess with me. Go Cats, baby. But anyway, and I do not like the Tennessee Vols.
Man, me either. I hate Tennessee Vols. I'm not even the biggest sports guy, and I have a burning passion of hate for the Vols. I think it's the color and the fans or something. I don't know, but go ahead.
The color and the fans.
Yeah.
But so we go to this concert, and it took forever for us to get through the line. So when we walked in, it was Big Murph, and I really didn't know who Big Murph was. Didn't know who Justin Time was at the time. I'd looked him up because I knew they were playing, and originally it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be either like Hard Target or or Long Cut opening for him.
Yeah.
But then it changed, and so we watched the concert, and everybody killed it. And Murph is crazy on stage.
Yeah.
And they put so much energy into it, and it's
Yeah.
when I watched Big Murph in concert, and then I watched Calhoun that same night. Completely different, but it was correct, because Calhoun is laid back, and he he spits his stuff and puts it out there.
Right.
But Murph is like all over the freaking stage, bro. That dude he must lose 20 pounds a concert.
Yeah.
And so after after they were done and Demon was on, which I told this story to Broadnax too, but I feel like I'm repeating myself for everybody. But I knew I wanted to do something on YouTube wise. I wanted to do something, and I'd always liked rap music, and then I moved to where I live, and people out here. I mean, there's more cows than there are people. I live in a town of 950. The whole county has like 2,500, and it's a huge county in Texas or in Kansas, and so hip hop is only really popular with like the younger generation, and then there's some other people, some adults that are probably secret fans of it. You know what I'm saying? But so I knew at that moment when I finally could find some hip hop or rap music that I could relate to the lyrics.
Exactly.
I love NWA. I absolutely love NWA. I love Tupac. I love all these guys, MC Breed, DJ Quick, all these guys that I grew up listening to, but I didn't live their life, and so I couldn't relate to the lyrics. And being a songwriter, to me, lyrics are the most important part of a song, because that artist is writing every lyric for a purpose. They want to express this thing to you that's real to them. Yeah. And you should give them the respect to listen to every lyric. And that's why I don't like, as Broadnax called it, corn puff albums, the stuff you feed babies because it don't hurt their teeth.
Yeah, for real.
I can't deal with that because it's not real to me.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't relate to their lyrics, and so I still listened, but it didn't like change my life as much as other music did. And then with your pause again, it's all cool. He's probably going to apologize when he comes back. Can you hear me now? That's what he's going to say.
Dude, what the hell?
You're all good, bro. Hey, that's what happens when you're the man.
I'm taking notes. Everybody is hitting me up right now. I'm taking notes. Your price just went up. No, I'm just kidding, man. I hated that it's doing this, man. I wish I wasn't in and out like that. My bad.
Well, that's the difference between a recorded interview and a live interview, bro. You know,
I guess
it
so,
is what
man.
it is. But
Yeah.
I could relate to those lyrics. I made a YouTube channel. We went an hour early to the concert, and me and my son are in the parking lot, and I was going around talking to people. I'm an extrovert. I love to meet new people, and talk to them and make them laugh. The only thing I created an Uncle Turtle YouTube page, and then I recorded one. I wrote these songs that are like Rodney Carrington style songs. You know, they're dirty
Yeah.
and funny, and so
Mhm.
I recorded that just real quick on GarageBand using the setup I had, and they sound horrible, but I wanted something that I could show people, and so I
Right.
walked around found a group of people talking and drinking, and so I stood there and drank beer with them and said, "Hey, listen to this song. Tell me what you guys think." And I got my first 15 YouTube subscribers in that parking lot.
Dope,
And
man. That's so
and then,
dope.
and then see, at the same time that I discovered Adam Calhoun, I had also discovered Gary Vaynerchuk, the
Yeah.
entrepreneur,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that was the worst I say that's the worst combination that could happen for the country rap genre, because it told me you found something that you love to do, and you found a guy that told you you can do it.
You
And
can
so I
do
was
it.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
all right, I'm gonna try to do it. And what's the worst that can happen? Nothing.
Exactly,
You know what I
man.
mean? So
Exactly.
we went to that concert. I had the YouTube channel, Demons on Stage, and I never got to talk to Big Murph. I I don't know where he went after they were done, but Justin Time was in the front of, like, in the crowd watching Demon Jones, and then he was off with his wife sitting in this little sofa area. So I went up to him and was like, "Hey, I've got a dude." Now remember, the day before I created the YouTube channel and uploaded a rough sounding song, and the next day I'm talking to Justin Time and I'm like, "Hey, I got a YouTube channel. Can I enter? Can I talk to you on it?"
Yeah.
you know. And he's like, and he goes, "Yeah, man. Hey, let's go backstage so it's quieter." I was like, yeah, let's do that." So we go backstage. He hands my phone to a roadie, and I interview him there for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Dope.
And I was like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I couldn't process it at the moment. And then after the concert, we hung out. Not me and Justin Time, but it was me and my son. And then Demon Jones came down and talked to us like we were friends for 20 minutes, because I spent a lot of time in Georgia, and that's where he's from. And my family's from close to where he's from.
Yeah.
And I was like, that all fits and works with me. And so that's what I started doing. And then, which I like talking to new people, but I started doing music, and then the whole Oric thing happened on the live, and so here I am interviewing DUB3030, bitch.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome how that worked out. Stuff like that, man, that's just organic and kind of just falls into place without really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Worrying about it too much. And that's beautiful, man. That's how it's supposed to be. I think that's awesome. And again, shoot, I appreciate you for reaching out and wanting me to come on here, man. I'm probably not the most exciting guy. I kind of just stay in this room all the time, and I'm behind the scenes and stuff. But that's what I wanted to do, was to connect the face to my name. You know, a lot of people know my name, my music and stuff. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to come on here and chat it up with you, man. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Talk about putting a face to the name. Let's put a face to the name, ladies and gentlemen. DUB3030 and all of his bedroom eyes, looking picture glory. You know he's dope. You've heard his music. Yeah, if you're an artist, all right. This is one thing. I'll take this down. I don't want I'm supposed to be the damn eye candy dub. I can't keep that damn
Yeah.
bedroom eyes picture up there forever. Um, if the way I see you, you work with a lot of artists that people know,
Yeah.
but for some reason, up and coming artists from anywhere from the bottom level up,
Hmm.
you are the go-to guy. If they don't have somebody they know
Yeah.
that does it, they come to you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah,
And
it's been a long time coming, man, but we've built it up, for sure. And I think it's just part of word of mouth for one. Other artists, get a song back from me and kind of hear what I can do, and they might have buddies or friends that make music, and they want to help them out and say, "Man, you're wasting your time trying to do it yourself, or you're
yep,
wasting your time with this other guy, or whatever. Send it to my guy." And see what he can do for you. And usually they get a song back from me and love it, and I'm working with them next. So that's just
yeah,
kind of how it's spread and gotten bigger. But yeah, I've worked with some really, really big artists, and I've worked with people that I like. It's their first song that they've ever recorded. I don't care, man. It doesn't. Your following, your views, that shit doesn't bother me at all.
yeah,
As long as you're like passionate about it and in it for the right reasons and stuff, and I can tell that you're serious. Shoot, I'll work with anybody, man. I don't care about cloud
that's
or
awesome.
name or any of that stuff. That shit's irrelevant to me. I mean, if I would have been in that for the money and the fame and all that stuff, I would have quit a long time ago. I mean, I'm in this because I love it and it's cool. Like I said,
Uh oh, another phone call. I'm gonna. I was just saying how much I really like Uncle Turtle and his music, and that song that he had me mix and master with Honest. That what it is. That was really dope. That was the greatest song that I've ever heard. And
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I was
Hey,
doing that. I was
I was
doing
just
that
talking about how one
pretending
of
I
my
was
favorite.
you again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just finishing up talking about how one of my favorite songs I've ever mixed was just for this dude named Uncle Turtle.
Yeah. Turtle, gang, gang, baby. But
But yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, it's been dope. Like I said, I'm blessed to be able to work with all these people and that they want me to work with them. So I can't complain, man.
and all right, you guys, all you artists out there that are looking for a producer, like you're wanting to take a step up to a producer that knows what he's doing and has done it with like the guys that you all listen to on the daily. You need to hook up with Dub. You need to get on his emailing list because dude is putting out like discounts every month or something. Like, hey, you'll
Yeah,
get 23 songs for the price of one or some crazy shit like that, dude. And I'm like, oh man. Like I've got songs, I've got beats that I haven't written to yet, and I so the only thing that I'm doing for myself right now, after what it is I'm working on putting out this 5-song EP, but then
yeah,
I'm willing to do features and stuff for anybody else. But as far as my own personal stuff, I don't want to put out anything until I get these songs out.
yeah,
And so every time you send one of those emails, I'm like, damn
yeah,
it. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah.
because honestly, I felt bad. I felt bad coming to you and saying, hey, you didn't write this beat, but can you mix it? I felt like a jerk, you know?
Oh no,
But
man, no, not at all. That's part of my job, man. I work with a lot of artists that it might necessarily be my beat, but they want me to mix a song. I do that a lot. And then again, a lot of artists I work with, they only buy beats from me, and that's it. Whatever. I'm not gonna, hold nothing against nobody for not buying beats from me. I don't care about that. Like I said, the beats are just a hobby, man. For me, I mean, they just turned into something what it is. I went to school for engineering and stuff, so the beats are just a plus to it all, honestly.
Well, you do a good job with them, and I mean, it shows by the number of people, the number of unbelievable artists that are working with you. You know, I mean,
Man,
when
I
you look at
appreciate
your
it.
track record, well, just that 1041 alone, Leroy
Yeah,
Biggs, Upchurch, Collie Rogers rapping, shit.
yeah,
She
yeah,
might
man. That
need
was
to. She
fun.
might need to put out a rap album because that was for somebody who doesn't rap. That was
Yeah,
pretty dope.
I know, man. I know. I think she was a little like kind of nervous about what it was, what it was like the reception was gonna be on that. And man, me and Leroy were telling her, I was like, "That's dope, shit. This is
Yeah,
gonna be something new."
she killed that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. That song, man. That song just again, it was one of those ones that just kind of like came about. I don't think we had a real game plan for it. It just kind of turned into what it is. To be honest, it's just organic. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. What is the 1041? Is that a police code for like disturbing the peace?
Yeah, they came up with that. Leroy and Carly, they were here actually recording. We did that song here. They came up with that. I'm pretty sure it's for like a disturbance call or something like that. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
she says 1041, better turn it down or something
Yeah.
like that. I think that's kind of like the reference that they're making there. With that. So yeah, that was all like their creative idea with the whole 1041 thing.
I love it when multiple very creative people in their lane get together. It it's awesome what happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Exactly, man.
that whole album is awesome, but I mean, like 1041's probably my favorite. Get 'em Bro's probably my second favorite. But
Yeah, a lot of
yeah,
people like
I'm
that.
wearing it's I've got it, you know, on my phone and on my computer digitally, but I'm still wearing grooves in that bitch like it was on wax. So
Yes, sir. Man, we appreciate it too. I know Leroy does, man. He loves it lit like me, man. He that's just got a passion. You know how it is. He loves
yeah,
something so much, and to have that reception to come back and people actually fuck with it is just, dude. That's what it's all about.
yes, sir. All right, well, dude, I'm gonna let you go, mostly
All right,
because
brother.
I've been drinking beer this whole time, and I really need to pee, bro. Like I gotta pee so bad.
Oh, good, man.
I
Hey, I
thought
just wanted
about
to say.
I thought about just letting it go, but then I thought that'd be weird.
No, I appreciate you not just letting it go, man. Hey, but I do want to say again, I really appreciate it, man. For real. This was fun.
Oh hell yeah!
I've been, wanting to do some stuff like this and kind of spread it out a little more. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to come on here
Oh,
and chat up with you, man. I appreciate it.
pleasure's all mine, bro. This won't be the last time. I guarantee it.
Anytime, man. I'm on here anytime, and I'll talk to Leroy and Murph, and we'll get them on here too. They'll be a little more entertaining than me. I promise. They got
No,
some cool stories to tell.
no, bro. You were perfect. You were good. You like it was exactly what I wanted it to be, man. So
Great, man. Awesome, awesome. Well,
I'm
keep
gonna.
up the great work, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And before let's give him another little taste. Since I played 1041 earlier, we're going to go out with my other one that I like. Oh, I did this last time with Broadnax. My speaker turned off because
Really?
my speaker you talked too damn long, and so my speaker shut off.
Blame it on me. Blame it on me.
Son of a no. Every, you're a good dude, but you're all. I mean, you're a good producer, and I love the song you mixed for me. What it is, you got skills that pay the bills, brother, and I guarantee you this won't be the last time that we talk or that I work with you.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
anytime. I'm looking forward to it. Anything I can ever do for you.
30-30. Oh, he paused on the dramatic ending of the show. He paused. I gotta wait till he can hear me.
Nah.
DUB3030, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who he is, if you didn't know who he was, you do now. If you're an artist, if you're going to mess with anybody, you need to start here. You need to start here with DUB3030 because he's dope as hell.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, bro. I will talk to you soon.
Peace out, man.
Let's see. All right, Dub. I'll talk to you later, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, DUB3030 in the Heezy on Uncle Turtle Live. Holy Pond Creek. Hey, thank you everybody who got on here and watched this streaming. I love it. I'm going to go live here in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes on Instagram just to shoot the shiznit. But, hey, thank you for getting on here. Next week, I got Rifle City Records from Winchester, Kentucky. My boys, my Kentucky boys. Gypsy Good, Aaron Wise. What's the other guy's name? Anyway, they all gonna be here next Saturday from 8 to 10 live streaming on the interwebs with Uncle Turtle. Y'all know how it is.